What the is wrong with Jill Biden? You'd think Dr. Jill Biden would know better. Sure, she's not a medical doctor, but good lawwood. I'd hope after all that education she could spot a brain-dead human with ease. Jill is apparently going to prop him up as long as possible. Even if Joe Biden died before the election, I don't think that would stop her. Our presidential election is dangerously close to being a real-life version of a weekend at Bernie's. After Uncle Joe crashed and burned, this went to an after party and essentially patted him on the head and bestowed praise on him like he was some sort of trained monkey. Take a listen.
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question.
Wow, Joe, you answered all the questions. Not like that's the bare minimum for being president. And what the was up with that dress? It had the word vote all over it. It looked like some strange costume. Some may say it was just a themed outfit, but I think she was trying to remind Joe of what he was doing there in the first place. Hopefully he can still read the word vote. This broad must be so eat up with power that she doesn't mind looking like a cruel fool, or as Hunter Biden has called her, a vindictive cunt. How could a wife be so filled with antipathy at her political enemies that she would put her frail, clearly out of his mind husband on stage to embarrass him? Biden's 40-plus year career as a senator and a vice president will go down as nothing more than a joke. People will not remember him for his accomplishments. Not even sure what that would be, but I'm sure that Democrats could name some. He could have capped off his career as senator as being vice president. Not too bad. We would all remember him as the ice cream eating, hair sniffing gaffe machine that inspired some really funny memes during the Obama administration. No one was particularly mad at him before he became president. He was a boob, but that's impressive in and of itself to get that far as a boob. And what was he thinking when he ran for president in 2020? Why not just do that, cool your heels, become president, and then announce your inauguration that this is a one-term thing, that you did this to save democracy from Trump? That would have made him a hero to Democrats. They would have all been fine with that. Besides, that's what everyone thought they were getting in the first place. Joe Biden was a Hail Mary pass to get rid of Trump. That's it. Then Biden would have given the party 4 years to draft a better, hopefully younger candidate. But no, Little Miss Power Hungry needed to take a big old bite out of America all for herself. She can gripe all day long that Donald Trump is a threat to democracy, but so is an old man out of his mind refusing to let go of power. Think of how vulnerable he's making the United States. Our enemies are definitely watching, and they know the time to strike is now. Our president can't even mutter a sentence, let alone process an intelligence briefing or lead a war. And as I asked in yesterday's podcast, who's really in charge of the country? It's certainly not Joe. Is it Jill? Some may think that she's just bump drafting or riding the coattails of Joe and doesn't want to give up the power of that family name or her role as First Lady. But what if she's really the one who's calling the shots? I mean, it's happened before. Recall Edith Wilson? She took on the day-to-day responsibilities of running the country when her husband, Woodrow Wilson, had a stroke. She took him to meetings and events, handled correspondence, met with officials, and made decisions on her husband's behalf. She was the de facto president. You might say the first female president. Edith teamed up with her husband's physician. Together they were able to keep visitors at bay, so no one really knew what was going on with Woodrow. If anyone was getting to the president, they were going to have to go through Edith first. White House usher Ike Hoover said, quote, "If there was some papers requiring his attention, they would be read to him, but only those that Miss Wilson thought should be read to him. Likewise, word of any decision the president had made would be passed back through the same channels." Now, I don't think Jill Biden is smart enough to run the country, but it doesn't mean someone else isn't doing that. We already have a precedent in this country, thanks to Edith, of locking up the old Delulu president and letting someone else take the reins. The people don't need to know. What do you think this is, a free country? People like to mock Melania Trump for shying away from the campaign trail, for delaying her move to D.C., and for not attending the debate. But it's better than the alternative. Some overbearing, power-hungry wife who uses her husband as a prop for power? Yeah, Melania didn't show up to the debate. I'm clutching my pearls. Jill showed up. I mean, someone had to help Joe literally walk off the stage and down those steps. Google the video. He's using her like a walker. Trump should campaign that when he gets reelected, he's going to target Jill Biden for elder abuse. Now that's a lock her up chant we can all get behind. Mark your calendar for July 25th through 27th. Ladies Love Politics will be attending the Bitcoin 2024 conference. Join me online as I cover the event, or grab a ticket and see for yourself the wonderful world of Bitcoin. Ladies Love Politics is a proud media partner of Bitcoin 2024. In the meantime, be sure to follow the Ladies Love Politics channel on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram.